Crown and King, Auto 5. See also, shotgun, automatic firearms. The Crown and King Auto 5 was a revolutionary firearm. The first semi-automatic shotgun, designed by the illustrations John Moses Crown. It marks the epitome of a series of highly innovative shotgun designs, coming at the end of a period of accelerated development in firearm technology. This laid the foundation for a century to come. Crown himself pioneered this developing lever-action shotgun some years prior, and then improving on that by developing a pump action. Then finally, the Crown and King Auto 5. King refers to a mysterious collaborator, featuring a 5-round tube magazine. The most critical innovation was the development of the blowback tube design. Essentially, the barrel was mounted on a spring. The blowback from the recoil would send this back, in turn driving the bolt, ejecting the spent cartridge, and chambering a new round. You can fire as fast as you can pull the trigger. Journal of Charlie Salter, Bad Condition, 10 by 8 inches, 104. June 10th. Many years ago, I rode with a man by the name of Moses. We were on the chase of something, said to be a thunderbird, from Ogden to Eureka. We rode in its shadow across the golden plains and dark mountains. We almost had it on the shores of the great Pacific when the winds turned. We watched it soar away on the trade winds, over ocean blue, disappearing into the sunset, the sun melting into the sky. When Moses and I met, we didn't take to each other. He didn't like me joining him and his brothers, but by the end of the hunt, we'd grown to know each other well. He was to be a gunsmith by profession, but a genius, a poet of some kind too. Through that ride, day and night, he filled my ear with talk of guns, actions, bolts, levers, mechanisms, frictions, ballistics. He could conceive of weapons to kill the way other men write to live. I thought of him today when Yuri showed a shotgun to us. Brand new, called the Auto 5. He said it was a semi-automatic. You could shoot once, and automatically it would chamber a new shell. It was like the things Moses and his brothers had dreamed of on that long ride. Now, Bill, being a hothead, scoffed at the thought, said we was being swindled like that everlasting magazine I bought last year. He slipped in a couple of rounds of the Auto 5. He fired the first shot into the ceiling, saying no way it would fire the second automatically. Yuri warned him, "Don't point that thing at anyone." Bill had drunk too much whiskey, took this as a challenge. To the end, he was a sporting man. Lee, Martin, and I were in fits of laughter. He pointed the shotgun at Yuri, who jumped backward. I thought he was going to kill him, then and there. But at the last moment, he raised the barrel up, took out a lump of plaster. Journal of Charlie Salter, Bad Condition, 10 by 8 inches, 2 out of 4. June 11th. By morning, we'd slept off the liquor. Bill was nowhere to be found. We went back to finish the deal with Yuri. It was clear that we all wanted to take an Auto 5 off Yuri's hands. Sure, it had a big kick, but there weren't anything could be done for it. The benefits outweighed the costs. But the price Yuri wanted was too high. We tried to haggle him down, but he wouldn't budge. Martin had a fine idea, though. Tell Yuri about where we were headed. Rumors were there were open bounties, hotheads, rich and looking for firepower. We told him we'd take him with us, hook him up with our contacts. Promised him he could sell these as fast as they were manufactured. He agreed. After we shook on it, we found out Bill got picked up by the sheriff on an outstanding warrant. No honor among thieves, so the four of us headed out. Yuri, I didn't know at all, but he seemed to have an uncanny knack for guns, and would no doubt prove a useful friend. At least, his intentions were clear. Profit. Martin was always the smart one. Having got us out of so many scraps already, no doubt he was heading down south to challenge himself, find a mess he couldn't think his way out of. Lee... I would have to keep an eye on Lee. He was impossible to read. What did I want? It was a long time now since I'd been home. And home, where we were headed. Looking at the county slip by from the train window, I realized how much of a patriot I was deep down. But returning home wasn't enough. I had to find Will. I hadn't thought of nothing else since that telegram arrived. I thought by leaving he'd be safe from me. What I've become. But it seems it came home anyway.